Yo, sounding so clear.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Digital Dive-In, the proper gaming talk show where we dive into the latest news in gaming every single week. It is your boy, Mr. Monkey. With me today is SGK. It is Friday, July 16th, and I mean, we got some news for you guys today. Not a whole lot of big stuff because, I mean, gaming news is kind of toned down since E3. So it'll take a little bit to build back up, but we got some.
I was gonna say it's the little details that make the big picture.
Exactly. We got some smaller stories for you guys, and of course the big story coming up at the end of the video. So if you want to skip to that, you can do that in the description below. Anyways, jumping right into it, we got a couple new games that were announced this week. First up, we got a new RoboCop game called Rogue City that's coming out in 2023. So it's still ways off, and we don't really know much about it. We just got the initial trailer for the game, but it does, like, from what we got, it looks kind of nitty gritty, cyberpunky awesomeness taking place in Detroit. So that's kind of dope.
I'm happy for that. No, I really hope that they just keep to the story and just the accuracy of the movies, you know, just.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they don't do it like word for word like a movie game. I really hope they don't. No, it doesn't look like that's what we're getting. It definitely looks like we're getting a like original game here.
But I hope they can like get the same voices and stuff and like to like come back to the game and stuff.
That'd be cool. That'd be kind of cool. As long as it's better than the new movie was, I'll be happy because that new movie was not great.
It was. I liked it.
It was okay, but it just felt like a bad like evolution of the original movie. I don't know.
It was like they were just trying to like no, they were trying to modernize it. Yeah, they were trying to modernize it
exactly.
And it's like it did work in some aspects. It did. And I like the new because the other one was like the old ones. He was like slow and kind of clunky and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it kind of turned into like a super soldier type.
Yeah, I do hope they give you like enough agility in this game. You're not just like bang,
yeah.
Bang, bang.
You're coming with me.
Yeah, I hope it's not that. I hope we get like, you know, full range of motion, good old like FPS action game. I really hope that's what we're getting.
It sucks because I don't like being this type of guy where it's just like, oh my god, I got a 30-second trailer for a game 3 years away that we didn't see anything for. I'm so fucking hyped. Like,
we did see like the bit where he takes the gun out of his leg, and that's kind of dope. And it looks like from what we saw, the aesthetic is going to be like closer to the original movies.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see. We're going to be seeing a lot more trailers. I almost guarantee we're going to see this at E3 next year. Oh my lord.
I just hope it's not going to be like a Terminator Resistance situation where it's like, it looks great. And then it's just like, it did not land at all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I hope not either. But,
what was the other game?
We'll have to wait and see. The next game is one I think you're a little bit more excited for, and that is Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Basically, it's Super Smash Bros. Meets Nickelodeon. It's literally just Super Smash Bros. And Nickelodeon characters.
I am excited because I get my boy Danny Phantom in a video game, and he hasn't been in a video game in like 10 years. So happy to see that.
Yeah, that's
exciting. And then, hey, you told me to get off my phone. You can't be on your phone either.
I'm sorry, I'm texting my wife.
Well, text her later if it's not an emergency.
Yeah, well, no. Nickelodeon All Stars, like to me, it literally looks like a PS3 game. I don't like the aesthetic they're going for, the art style they're going for. None of the characters look like themselves. They all look like Play-Doh versions of themselves.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, like, I can't really say, like, I feel like all graphical styles have their place. I can't say, oh, this looks bad because it looks like a PS3 game when I play retro games that look like 8-bit pixelated, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's different. This looks more along the lines of a more, you know, better funded game than, you know, a lot of indie titles. So that's a little bit different. And a lot of the indie games want that, like, 8-bit, 64-bit aesthetic for their games.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is definitely going for a more refined approach, but still doesn't look great. Like, they did close-ups of a lot of the characters. The only ones who looked actually good were the Ninja Turtles, kind of SpongeBob, and Reptar. Reptar looked great. And
Reptar looked really cool.
Reptar looked awesome. But the rest of them looked really bad. Like Wild Thornberries looked... monsters look kind of weird. What?
You didn't see a close-up of them either.
Yeah, you did.
It was you saw them in the gameplay, right? And then like, they showed Invader Zim.
They showed Invader Zim, and he looked really cool.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, he looked really good. But no, Wild Thornberries, what the hell is his name?
Nigel,
yeah. They showed a big close-up of him, and he just didn't look really good.
Oh, I must have missed it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. He had like his legs over his shoulders doing some weird, freaky shit. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. The game, I think, is going to fall flat. I think it's going to fall really flat. But, I mean for some people, they're going to have a good time with it.
Yeah, most of our games do. Like, for me, I was part of the niche community that really liked PlayStation All-Stars. I feel like everybody just knew that game existed. And people back then, people was like, "Oh man, it's just a Smash Bros. Knockoff."
It is. But, like, I mean, so is this one though. So I mean, this game literally looks like just a reskin of Super Smash Bros. That it literally just looks like a reskin.
It's become more accepted. You know, people like it. I respect PlayStation All-Stars because they did it differently, where it's just built up the meter. The way you built up the meter and got people out was a lot different, where you kind of relied on more attacks and stuff like that.
No, that's fair, yeah.
That was really cool. But cool. This one, if they just redo the same thing with the same criteria and everything, it's just going to be boring. I mean, honestly, it'll just be... And then it's like, well, I could just go play Smash. Like,
yeah, exactly. I could just go play Smash with... Like, I mean, the characters are cool. The characters are really cool. Don't get me wrong, because it's like old school Nickelodeon characters. So I'm all here for that. But the game itself, I think, is going to be a non-starter, in my opinion.
It just depends on the character selection.
Yeah. Like, not that. It just depends on the gameplay in general. Character selection, character hype can only get you so far with a game. If the gameplay is just not there, that was the biggest issue with Jump Force. The character selection was boss, but the gameplay was just bad.
Yeah.
And the aesthetic was bad too, but you know.
I mean, more people will be hyped for it. I feel like once they add like Jimmy Neutron and Last Airbender, like if you put those in there, like and Kara and all those people.
Yo, they actually do Avatar. He'll be stupid OP. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. It would be. They would have to dumb him down a lot.
Oh my!
Like no Avatar state, no like maybe
that Avatar state would probably be his ultimate, and that would be oh my god, he'll just wipe everyone off the map. But anyways, we don't know. This game is coming out later this year, actually, fall 2021. So be ready for that if you're hype about it. But I don't know. Personally, I don't think it looks that great. But we'll have to see. We might get another trailer. We might get some updates. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Speaking about updates, we got some game updates that we got this week. First up is Ghostwire Tokyo. That game, if you don't know, that was the other Bethesda limited exclusive game that they're releasing. Not really alongside Deathloop, but it was announced with Deathloop. But it was releasing a little bit later, I believe, or before. I kind of forget. But
the game existed. I'll be honest.
The thing is, the game was announced 2019 E3, and we got that one trailer for it, and that was about it. And it just came out that they're delaying the game until early 2022, which, I kind of saw coming, especially since we didn't see any of that game at E3 or at the last PlayStation event, the State of Play a couple weeks ago, or last week. So the fact that we didn't see that kind of led me to believe, this game's definitely going to get delayed. I mean, it looks fantastic.
No, it looks fun. It looks interesting. Like you said, it's kind of like we saw this coming. You didn't see anything about it for a year and a half. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You kind of expected, and with all the pandemic stuff going on, you kind of expected all games to get delayed. Yeah. And I forgot the game even existed. Like you told me about it, and I was like, a Ghostwire what?
See, I was following it for a while, and I was really hyped because it looked like a really, really, really unique game. Kind of gave me some Control vibes, from it. But I like the Tokyo setting. I like the supernatural-esque feel to everything. You're basically a ghost hunter kind of, and I'm all here for that. I love supernatural settings. Let's just be honest here. But
yeah, it's amazing.
Either way, I'm sure that we're gonna get a really good game, and I'm glad they're delaying it just so they can refine it and make it what they want it to be. Whenever a game is delayed, I'm actually happy about it. So
nowadays,
yeah, exactly. Y'all can complain if you really, really want to, but I'm over here like, thank you. And,
no death threats, please. No death threats.
Yeah, please don't do that. I got to fly around here. Bloody hell. Anyways, the next game update we got, I was super hype about, was for The Witcher 3. So they announced at WitcherCon that The Witcher 3 is going to get a next-gen update, and that personally is super cool and very surprising because The Witcher 3 is actually not an older game, but it was like early PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it's almost 10 years old, right? It's
yeah.
like 8 years old.
However, it is one of the greatest games ever made. So I'm surprised. I'm not surprised, but I'm very, 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 very happy that we're doing this. They're doing this. But along with the next-gen updates, we don't know if it's going to be a paid update. I don't know if we're going to have to pay for an update of it. They did not say anything about it. I kind of doubt it will be because, it's such an old game. Now, what they may end up doing is selling a PlayStation 5 version of the game for people who have just never gotten the game. But if you still have the PlayStation 4 version of the game, you will probably be able to upgrade for free. Hopefully. My God, I'm pulling on my cords. Well, I mean, if they make like a PlayStation 5 version of the game and sell it on its own, it might be a $60 game. Because even the game now, it's still a $60 game. Even though it's 10 years old. If you buy it brand new, it's still a $60 game. They never brought down the price of that game. Plus, if they do it with all the expansion packs that they had for the game, which are literally, again, one of the greatest expansions of all time, two of the greatest expansions of all time, I can definitely see the PlayStation 5 version of the game being $60.
It shouldn't be though.
Well, I mean, it's fine.
The trend of remasters that has been for the last 10 years is if you remake a game that's older than 8 years, you make it and you make it $10 off or $20 off. You don't sell it at full price.
What remaster's ever been $20 off?
King Knights of Amor was only $40.
Okay. AAA games.
That was a AAA game.
What the hell is that? I've never even heard of that game.
Of course you haven't.
I've never even heard of that game. Most remasters that they've released have been full price.
Not most of them. A lot of them are either $50 or $40. If it's a remaster or a full on remake. Sometimes also is $60.
Yeah.
But
remakes, yes, remakes are usually full price. Remasters might be $10 off, maybe. But I don't know. I'm sure this is just a update to the game. It's just a next gen update to the game. So I have a feeling it's going to just be free. But along with that next gen update, they're also giving players a free Netflix adaptation DLC. So I have no idea what this even entails. They did not say anything about it. They just teased that it's an update based on the Netflix adaptation of The Witcher, which, if you have not watched it, please fix that. It is so freaking good. Henry Cavill does an amazing job as Geralt, and I cannot wait for the next season. Oh my God.
I know. So excited.
But I have no idea what to expect from this. Do you have any idea what to expect from this at all?
No, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with this. It could just be hey, you get a Geralt skin with a new story, or it could be a Henry Cavill skin with a new story, or it could be I don't know.
I have a feeling it's just going to be his armor from the game, because his armor was an original armor that was made, not based on the games. So I have a feeling we might see that armor, maybe his sword in the game as well. I don't think we're going to get an actual, they're going to change Geralt's face in the game to match Henry Cavill. I highly doubt we're going to see that. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's just an armor and his sword from the show.
Was it
Probably.
different?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. It's been
Well, you can get different swords in the game. So
Yeah.
I'm sure, and none of the swords in the game really looked like the one that he had in the show. So I think we're gonna get that sword, maybe the season 2 silver sword, because we didn't see the dual swords in the first season, but he already showed them off in the second in the trailer for the second season. So we might see like those swords in the game, and maybe his armor in the game, because that armor is original too. So that's kind of badass. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's what I'm just expecting. I think it's just going to be armor and weapons based on the show. I think.
I mean, I never finished Witcher 3 anyway because.
Oh my god, you got to! It's so good.
Yeah.
As soon as this update comes out, I'm replaying the game because, oh my god, it's one of my favorites of all time. It's so freaking good. Once you get the mechanics down, once you get the gameplay down, and once you figure out like, yeah, I like that you have to study the creatures and have to figure out how. Their weaknesses and everything and what to use against who. It gets so much fun. Oh my god, you feel like a total badass.
It takes a lot of time, so it's just like I need to have some time. Like I need to have 150 hours to kill randomly.
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna replay that as soon as the update comes out because it's coming out early next year. I think.
Is The Witcher on the Switch?
Yes, it is. The Witcher 3 is on the Switch.
Do you think we're going to get a 60 FPS update for the Switch?
Maybe. I mean, we did get an announcement for a new Switch, kind of a new Switch, the OLED Switch. Though
we don't talk about that.
Yeah, it's not really an update. But anyways, speaking about Netflix, we got some big news about Netflix and what they're planning on doing over the next couple of years. Actually, they announced that they wanted to start doing this next year. And that is adding games to their streaming service. And personally, that's freaking dope. Because if they start doing that, I won't even have to freaking worry about Google Stadia or PlayStation Now or anything. Because if they loop in game streaming into the normal like Netflix service, I am totally set. This is going to be freaking dope.
And oh my god. As fuck. As
I mean, yeah. But, I mean, game streaming services... they're usually hit and miss. I mean, Google Stadia has shown that it can work, and it can work very well. Because Google Stadia is still going strong. Like, they killed their game development division, but, I mean, that was kind of dead in the water already because, like, they were talking about developing games specifically for Stadia, and that's just like, do you really need to, though? So they're just dumping money into the servers and everything.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
But... it's kind of like we were talking about before, where like you need to stay in your lane. Apple, stop making video games. You know, like people that
Apple,
aren't
stop
making video
Apple.
games.
Yeah.
You know, Apple, Facebook, stop. Netflix is going to dip their toe in the water. Please.
Well, now wait. Facebook isn't doing. Oh, I mean, they bought
gaming
Oculus.
and all that stuff.
They own Oculus, so
yeah.
So. But speaking about Oculus, yeah. Speaking about Oculus, Netflix did hire former EA and Oculus exec Mike Verdu. He's going to be the VP of game development, which is going to be very interesting.
So they're developing games specifically for Netflix. That's what makes me nervous.
Well, I don't know if they're going to be developing games. I think they're going to be I think he's just going to be in charge of like making sure that all these games and all the servers for these games
run well.
Work. Yeah, exactly. Run well on through Netflix, and there's no lag, there's no issues. Because I mean, if they work this well, because they have mobile streaming on their phones, this literally just could be Google Stadia. And if they base it off the Google Stadia model, it could work very, very well. Movies.
That's what I'm like, what do they expect to get out of this? Like, I don't know what their end goal is. They're already one of the biggest streaming services.
Exactly.
Literal history.
I think they just want to evolve with the times because they're seeing how video games and gaming is becoming so mainstream, and a lot of they're doing a lot of Netflix adaptations of video games, like Castlevania, Witcher, etc. A lot of the streaming is done through, game consoles already.
The only way that this would be an evolution of anything is if you could stream a game at the same time. That's literally the only way this would make it work.
You mean stream a show and play a game
at the same time?
Well, I mean, what was it? Xbox did that little like multitasking thing where you could watch a show and play a game at the same time. And honestly, I think that's fucking stupid. But why would you want to watch something and game at the same time? If I'm gaming, I'm focused on that game. I might play music, but barely.
That's literally all the PlayStation community. When they were like advertising picture in picture or whatever, they were like, "Well, if I can't fucking watch Netflix." If I can't watch Netflix and play video games, what the fuck's the point of picture in picture? Like, you know.
Yeah. No, I don't. I could care less about picture in picture unless I can have like an app or something. But then again, I'd just rather use my fucking phone to do that. Like, it's so much better. If I'm playing a game, I want to focus on that game. I don't want to be watching fucking like SpongeBob on Netflix while I'm playing Call of Duty. Like, what the hell? Like, no.
If you're playing a game that has a lot of boring and walking parts and stuff like that, and you're like, all right, this is taking forever. Why don't I grind, but also watch this show? And I got two things at the same time. I can see.
What game would that be though? Like,
plenty of RPGs where you have to mindlessly grind in order to get to something or get something that you need. You could be watching a show while you're killing time doing that.
If I'm playing a good RPG, an RPG that I really, 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 really like, I'm into that. Like, I want to be immersed in that game. I don't play a game just to be like, I want to be like, yes, I'm part of this game. I am in this game. Let's freaking go.
You know what I mean? Like, if you have to grind in order to get to the next part of the story, the grinding can be boring, monotonous, whatever, In
an MMORPG, sure, yeah, like, or Destiny or, Skyrim or Elder Scrolls Online, something like that, yeah, sure. But like Assassin's Creed Valhalla or No Man's Sky or something like that, nah, I'm into it.
Monster Hunter is a perfect example where you have to kind of grind and grind and fight the same monster over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
See, there's the games I kind of hate. Like, no, that's just dumb. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like games like that where you have to like kind of keep, repetitive nature and all that such.
That's fair.
So,
but we want to hear your opinions about this. What do you think about Netflix doing game streaming? What games would you like to see on the Netflix streaming? Do you think there's going to be a whole other, subscription service that includes the streaming, or do you think it'll be looped into like, something like Netflix Premium or something like that? Let us know all your thoughts about this and anything else we've talked about. And there goes my camera. There it is. Hi. Let us know all your thoughts about everything we talked about in the description below. Jules, thanks so much for coming on. Guys, if you liked this video, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you get notified whenever these videos go live. And we'll see you next Friday. Ooh. Peace out, guys. Stay excellent. We'll see you next week. Bye.